Two of the most popular states to move to on the East Coast is Delaware and Pennsylvania, so let's compare the two to see which one would be best for you. We'll go over things such as the cost of living, things to do, housing, healthcare, and so much more. All right, so let's get started because you might be shocked to hear that the average home sale price in Pennsylvania is only $281,000 compared to Delaware, which is over $116,000 more with an average sales price of $398,669. Real estate is very hyper-local, so it drastically depends on where within each of these states you would plan to move to. All right, so although these states aren't really too far away from each other, there are some major differences that we're gonna go over, especially the taxes. Starting with the income tax. Delaware has 7 total tax brackets depending on annual income. If you make $60,000 a year or more, your annual income tax will be 6.6% at the state level compared to Pennsylvania, which has a flat rate income tax, which means no matter how much you make, every resident throughout Pennsylvania is taxed at the same 3.07% tax rate. Hypothetically speaking, for example, if someone were to live in Pennsylvania and they were to make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, they would end up paying less than half the tax rate of someone who makes $60,000 a year in Delaware. Delaware is kind of known for having no sales tax, which is great compared to Pennsylvania, which has a sales tax of 6% on most items, except for things such as groceries, clothing, heating, fuel, etc., which are completely exempt from having any sales tax. Now for property taxes, which highly depends on where within the state you end up making the move, because each county and town has its own local property tax rate, but at the state level, Delaware has a lower average property tax rate of 0.5% compared to Pennsylvania, which has an average effective rate of 1.19%, which in the grand scheme of things, both of these annual property tax rates are some of the lowest on the entire East Coast. Overall, though, it is still more affordable to live in Pennsylvania than in Delaware, as Pennsylvania has an overall lower cost of living, especially for housing, while Delaware has a higher state income tax rate compared to Pennsylvania's flat tax. And although Delaware has the big advantage of having no sales tax, I've had multiple clients tell me that living in Delaware with the increased income tax and the decreased property tax and no sales tax, the overall cost of living still comes out to be lower in Pennsylvania compared to Delaware. Pennsylvania especially comes out on top when it comes to the cost of living because PA doesn't tax any retirement income benefits such as 401ks, IRAs, Social Security, and pension income is also tax exempt for those that are 60 years of age or older. All right, so the next major comparison between Pennsylvania and Delaware is the job market, which is a big one. The good news is that both states have strong, growing economies, but as we take a look further into things, they're much different. Since Delaware is the second smallest state in the country, it has a much smaller job market with fewer total employers, especially when it comes to large corporations. The state's economy heavily relies on major industries such as finance, insurance, healthcare, and actually chemical manufacturing as well. But if you're looking for opportunities beyond those industries, you might come up short. Or of course, if you work remotely or don't mind commuting to one of the major cities near Delaware, such as Philadelphia, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., etc., those would give you plenty more options as well. So now on the other hand, you have Pennsylvania, which has a much larger and more diverse economy. Major cities such as Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, along with the suburbs around those, are thriving in industries such as healthcare, education, manufacturing, technology, hospitality, etc. Plus a growing number of remote employers are moving into Pennsylvania as well. You might be shocked to hear that over the last year, Pennsylvania has outpaced the national average in job growth, and its variety of industries makes it a much more stable long-term option. One of my favorite comparisons is the weather, because although these states really aren't too far away from each other and they both experience all 4 seasons, they do actually have different weather. Delaware has a more mild coastal climate because it's close proximity to the ocean, which keeps winters shorter and less harsh, while Pennsylvania's climate brings colder winters, more snow, and much more fluctuation throughout the year. In summer, both states can experience some pretty hot, humid weather, but Delaware tends to experience a bit more humidity because it's close proximity to the water. Depending on where within Pennsylvania you end up making the move to, the weather can be a lot different because the southeastern part around the Philadelphia suburbs feels very similar to Delaware, but the central and northern part of the state stays noticeably colder and less humid. Winters are where the biggest differences show. Delaware's average winter highs stay in the high 30s to low 40s with only light snowfall, while Pennsylvania can see temperatures dip below freezing and experience significant snow, especially in areas like the Poconos, northern or western PA. In the southeastern part of the state, we really don't experience that much snow. So if you're looking for an area within Pennsylvania that has all 4 seasons, but not completely dumped on when it comes to snow, the southeastern part could be best. Or if you're looking to move to an area where you will get 70 to 100 inches of snow every single year, the northern part could be best. When it comes to the spring and fall seasons, both are very beautiful in both states, but Pennsylvania is known throughout the country for the fall views. One of the massive differences between these two states are the different things to do throughout the year. In Delaware, most of the options come down to coastal and outdoor living, which is great if you love water and the outdoors. Delaware has some great beaches along with some summer festivals and plenty of parks, perfect for hiking, enjoying nature, etc. Wilmington, Delaware is the state's largest city, so if you're looking for more of a city vibe, you'll have some options there for shopping and dining. But overall, I have heard plenty of people say that they wish Delaware had more options when it came to things to do. Pennsylvania offers a wide variety of things to do all throughout the year. Depending on which part of the state you live in, the Philadelphia metro area is full of history, museums, sports, concerts, and nightlife, while the suburbs such as Doylestown, Westchester, and Media all have walkable downtowns with boutique shopping, farmers markets, and events all throughout the year. Central Pennsylvania offers great hiking, lakes, and college town energy around Penn State, while Western Pennsylvania, in areas such as Pittsburgh, mixes more of a modern city feel with outdoor adventures along with sports and culture as well. The Pocono Mountains are perfect for skiing and hiking, and in Lancaster County, it offers a slower, scenic lifestyle with Amish markets and farmland views. But honestly, if you're looking for a great mix between outdoor activities and plenty of shopping, dining, community events, etc., the Philadelphia suburbs have been quite popular for the clients that I've helped make the move to this state. So whether you're old, young, single, married, have kids or no kids, one of the main factors that you need to consider before making a move to a new state is the healthcare. Pennsylvania is known for having one of the best healthcare systems in the country, with 1 in 6 doctors in America being trained right there in Philadelphia. Pennsylvania is home to some hospitals that rank on the list for the world's best hospitals, such as the Hospital of the University of Pennsylvania, Mainline Health, and Doylestown Hospital, which is located in the suburbs outside of Philadelphia. Due to Pennsylvania being a much larger state, you'll find just about every healthcare specific facility in the state, especially in and around the major cities being Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. For comparison, Delaware also has a fantastic healthcare system, but with it being such a small state, that does come with less easy access to some of the great healthcare options. But Delaware residents could definitely benefit from having a short drive to some of the top hospitals in Philadelphia, Baltimore, and Washington, D.C., which offer easy access to great care without having to live in one of those major cities. So Pennsylvania overall offers broader healthcare access and quality with more hospitals, specialty doctors, etc., while Delaware also has a tremendous healthcare system, but again, due to the size, you could see the lack of convenience when it comes to the healthcare. I'm Cory Benhardt, your Pennsylvania realtor. I would love to help you make the move and find your perfect home here in this great state. You can email me here or find more contact information in the description below, and I'll see you over on this next video.